the women wing of the Christian Association of Nigeria, now Lagos State chapter, that they have declared a 7-day fasting and prayer session for the nation, addressing current economic challenges. The session themed Divine Intervention will be part of their 13th convention and 30th anniversary, taking place from September 16 to 22nd in Lagos. The Lagos chairperson, Stella Isioma, emphasized the vital role of women in society, calling on them to join the prayer for the nation's healing. She also encouraged women to actively participate in governance, particularly at the grassroots level, to help shape the nation's future. Before we go to women participating in governance, let's start from the prayer and fasting. The theme is divine intervention. Is this not what Nigeria needs right now? While I was going through, so you were seriously laughing. This is not what Nigeria needs. Some sort of something, you know, something out of the ordinary.
When I told you earlier that we are always getting it wrong in this country, you felt I was joking. This is one of the aspects.
Okay, why do you say so?
No. If you read about the histories of developed countries, you would not see any that has developed because of prayer and fasting. You understand? I am not against praying and fasting. You understand? Because if you look at the Bible correctly, properly, you will know that these things are just to, you know, gather clouds, you know. They begin to do, this is just politics.
Prayer is politics?
Yes, this is political now.
How is
you can see at the end
political?
of her statement, she came out to say women should now join what? Politics, especially at the grassroots level. If you want to pray, Jesus stipulated. He said, see, fasting, when you want to fast and pray, go into your room, lock that door, pray. Don't be like the Pharisees and Sadducees that come to the street, wear sackcloth, rub mud.
So I say that women are wearing sackcloth and rubbing mud.
They are. What he was emphasizing is don't publicize your praying and fasting.
How are they supposed to make it secret when it is an association that is fasting?
You have your ways of dissemination. Is this the only information these people have disseminated? This one is to now collect money at the end of this prayer and fasting. That is it. Because the government of the day, or the governor is now like, okay, these people they are women, support them. 20 million. These are the things that go on in this society that this is just to, we are now letting the government know, or the governor know that, we are praying, we are with him. Women win.
So that's what you deduce from all of this.
That is the point.
Wow.
If they want to pray outrightly, truly, you tell your members, fast and come. They come, you go, and, go into praying. But more so, we shouldn't be putting the cart before the horse in this country. I know that there is that God factor. But Nigeria is one of the most praying countries in the world. But nothing has changed. Because prayer does not change you. You can be praying and praying for money. There was a friend of mine that said something some time ago. This young man, I know him. When he was having money, like real money. Then later on, some things went south, and then, he lost all of that. He started moving from one prayer house to the other and all of such. Then I was discussing with him. He said he has heard about people receiving miracle alert. That he believes that God that did it for them can still do it for him. Instead of my dear friend.
So what did you do? I can already imagine you gave him the laughter that he has never seen or heard.
My dear friend to go about looking for. And this guy was just shrinking because he was fasting. Praying. In fact, this fast was not because he had food and refused to eat. There was no food. So you are forced the only consolation you can gain from it is that what, let just use that period as just let me use it to fast. But still nothing.
That's the ideology that a lot of young people have that should be corrected.
It's very bad.
Because you just said someone told you that. Someone has also told me that before. So it's not strange. It means that a lot of young people believe that there's some sort of miracle that's just going to happen somewhere. A lot of us grew up in religious homes. And while growing up, they probably have told them that don't worry, Dad is going to have money someday.
That statement, there is nothing too hard for God to do.
And do you understand? So they grew up hoping that there's some sort of miracle that would just happen.
That it can magically.
So that's why we have a lot of people who graduate from the university, and I get baffled a lot when I hear stories like, oh, I've been searching for a job for the past 15 years. I'm like, you're searching for a job for the past 15 years. What have you been doing for 15 years for yourself? You say, I've dropped my CVs here and there. So this is an ideology that a lot of young people have that should, like you said, be corrected.
Not just young people, Nigerians. Look at the women wing of CAN now.
Okay, they're not young people.
They're not young people coming out to say that they want to, that the problem of this country will be solved by praying and fasting.
But then they have their role to play. That's a Christian association organization, and you don't expect them to fold their hands.
CAN is very powerful.
Exactly.
Very, very powerful.
So you don't expect them to fold their hands.
They can do some other, advocating rather than praying and fasting.
What are they? That's a religious organization.
It's a very strong religious organization. They should go into advocating.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let us look at the part where they mentioned the governance, women in governance.
Yes, women should be encouraged.
Are we having more women being included in governance? Or is it better? Because I know back then it was something that a lot of people had to clamor for.
Okay. I feel that because of the patrilineal society we're kind of having in Nigeria, women are not really encouraged by their husbands to participate in politics, because politicking is a very dirty game in Nigeria, and only those with lion hearts can go into it. So that has discouraged a lot of women, because late night meetings, meeting with some awkward politicians at awkward places, ungodly places, ungodly movements. Are they ready for that? Because of that, some women have shied away from playing politics.
No, is that really how or what it's supposed to be?
That is not the in thing, but politics that is politics in Nigeria. It's a very dirty game. You just must be soaked in the mud. You can't play with pigs and not get dirty. So that is it.
All right, let's look at our next story now. It's still on religion. If you have been following trends in Nigeria, you know about Prophet Fufeyin when he faced an investigation by the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control over allegations of selling miracle products. Prominent gospel singer Victoria Orenze has issued a stern warning to Christians, urging them to beware of infiltrators who misuse religious authority. The Truth in Sound singer, that's the Truth in Sound singers comment comes against the backdrop of controversies surrounding the sale of the product branded Miracle Water and River Jordan Water, amongst others, by a faith-based organization, Christ Mercy Land Delivery Ministries, led by Prophet Fufeyin. And Orenze has criticized the practices of some religious leaders who deviated from Jesus Christ's teachings. Dear general public, she began, Jesus did not slam anyone on chairs like a wrestler. Oh my God. I see this one a lot and I'm like, what is going on? Jesus did not sell spiritual fish. Wow. Spiritual fish? They sell spiritual fish, spiritual keys, spiritual water. Okay. And that's what Victoria Orenze got to say, and now she's telling us that these are not the things that Jesus Christ did. Remember, we are following his steps as Christians. So she's talking to fellow Christians and saying, it looks like we are beginning to deviate.
We're not beginning. We have deviated long ago from the teaching of Christ. You know, because what Christians do these days baffles you. You know, you can imagine. But I wouldn't totally blame some of these persons.
Why? Why would you?
Because you know, people, one, lack of proper enlightenment and education. Two, when you are in their need of problem, when you're in their need of a solution, you're in a deep problem. You know, even if they tell you that the solution to your problem is in the hand of the devil, you want to go and dine with the devil to, you know, get that solution. You understand? So I just want people to begin to look back at what Christ has stated. How has Christ done this thing? When he was, you know, sending his disciples out, he told them, the Great Commission, freely you have received. You see this power I've given you. Freely have I given it to you. So freely give. Freely. That was the commission. And by the time you see a pastor that tells you that before you can see me in my office, pay some amount of money, know that that is not Christ-like. Before I can lay my hand on you, you know, pay some, just know this is not what Christ would do. In fact, by this, what happened in when Jesus turned water into wine? When he finished with the praying, he dished the water, gave it to his disciples, and now told them, just take it. He didn't say, sell the gallon.
They didn't buy the water.
They didn't buy the water. The one this man is digging, did he buy it?
Was it for free?
How do you mean? They didn't go to fetch the water if they didn't buy it. This thing is not coming from the tap. In fact, you're not printing up that number and attaching to it. Now that has come out to say,
at least they bought the container. They bought something. They bought, if you say they didn't buy the water, they bought the container. So after buying, should he not dash everybody for free?
I believe that if you actually know that this will cure people and is for the body of Christ, it should go in line with the preachings of Christ.
What about the people that follow some of these things blindly?
You know, people need to reorient themselves, disabuse their mind, and understand that even the Bible says that it is only the sick that is in need of a physician. That means if you are sick, go to meet the physician, people that are trained. Some of these pastors misuse people, abuse human, because only in the name of prayer and casting out the devil. Imagine slamming people on chairs.
I haven't heard about the cane, the one they use canes for deliverance.
Where in the Bible have you seen this? Even from afar, the centurion told Jesus, just speak. I'm not worthy that you should come under my roof. Just say a word. Say a word.
All right, at this point, we would have to say a word.